Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to the next installment of our student story. Blah, 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 blah. I can't talk anymore. Welcome to the next installment of our student story week. We are here with Chancel from Three Rivers. I can't talk at all. Three Rivers Christian School. This is a tongue twister for me, which is located in Washington. So, Chancel, welcome. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
You're welcome.
Thank you for joining us. Tell us, where are you from, Chancel?
I'm from South Korea, and I stayed here for a little bit longer than 2 years. I'm 10th grade.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I apologize. I think I'm having some internet connection issues over here, but if you can hear me okay, that's great. Yeah, so you are from South Korea. You're here at Three Rivers Christian School. Is there any particular reason why you decided to study at Three Rivers? Or, how did you find that option?
Three Rivers Christian School. I knew my art teacher from my middle school back in Korea, and she introduced this school TRCS. So I was interested in TRCS because it's Christian school, so I can learn about like multiple side of like worldview and Christian wise, and like multiple perspective. So I was interested in TRCS, so that's why I came here.
Awesome. And had you ever been to the state of Washington before, or was that new for you?
It was my first time to be in USA.
Oh, wow. Interesting. How was that? Were you nervous before you arrived, or did you feel pretty prepared?
Oh no, I was really nervous actually.
I appreciate your honesty. I think I was going to say, if you were like, no, I was going to be like, are you sure? I think everybody's a little nervous before that kind of thing. Yeah, well, I'm glad to hear that because, with our topic about making friends and getting involved, I think your perspective is so valuable because you mentioned you were nervous before you arrived. And I feel like most international students do feel a little bit nervous before they travel to a new country.
Mhm.
They wonder if they're going to be able to make friends, if it's going to be hard. So I want to know, Chancel, what was your experience with making friends at TRCS?
So once I came here, I was trying to like do everything that I can, even though I was kind of like nervous, and like there's gonna be like awkward moment if you first came here, but I think students should be like try to do everything they can so that they can be involved at school activities and events. I think that's how we can make a friend. We can make friends at school. So yeah,
Yeah.
my experience was like I was trying to join the sports and school clubs activities. You know,
What sports and clubs did you join when you first got there? What were like the first things you got involved in?
uh, I joined Key Club. It's a club that we did like service project and like outside school activities that we can service to like our communities. And I did a swim team, and I
Huh?
joined golf. Yeah.
Wow. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, that's a great way, I think, to get started. But what helped you with making friends? How
Uh,
did you make your first friend when you arrived?
so my first day was like my host mom. She's sitting right there.
Aw.
She managed me to go to a sweet spot like in Longview. Like sweet spot is like ice cream place that you can make your own ice cream. So it was my first day, and then she's like, "No, you have to go sweet spot with your classmate so that you can make a friend." And I was like, I'm kind of nervous, and I'm not sure that I can make friends, and I don't know my English is good enough." And then she's like, "No, you're gonna go." So I said, "Okay." So I feel like I didn't have choice, but I
Yeah.
think no,
But nature, that follows nature, when there are baby birds, up in
Yeah,
a nest in a tree, and the mom thinks it's time for them to fly. She
yeah.
pushes them. She
Yeah,
pushes
that
them out
was
of the
great
nest.
opportunity to make friends.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a great experience. Well, that's good you had support from your host mom to kind of get you out there. Are you still friends with like the first person
yeah,
you consider your first friend? Oh,
yeah.
that's good. Is it another international student or is it someone from the States?
We have how many international students? We
But
have?
at the time, you were the first
Oh.
grade because you were 8th grade. There were no international students
No.
in your grade yet.
Wow.
Well, we had like other international students
So the question was,
in our grade, but like I was
are
the
you
only
still
one.
friends? And so you're still friends with Walker and
Oh
Joy.
yeah,
Yeah. So you are still friends
yeah. I'm still friends with them.
with everybody.
That's awesome. But, let's get down to it. I want to hear the truth. I know it can be a little bit difficult sometimes to make friends, especially when you're coming from a different worldview with a different language. So, did you face any difficulties at certain times? And if so, what were those challenges?
Okay. So I'm from South Korea, and there's cultural difference between like South Korea and USA. So
Mhm.
when I first came here, it's kind of funny, like episode that I can talk about. So like in South Korea, if like your friends send your picture, like we usually say, "Oh, you're good looking," or like, "Oh,
Uh-huh.
you're handsome," or "Oh, you're cute." That's kind
Uh,
of the manner that we should do. So
uh-huh.
if you don't say like, "Oh, you're handsome," or "You're cute," that's kind of rude in our culture. So like I
Uh-huh.
did it, but like it's kind of like different in USA. Like they're gonna think that I'm crush on them, like that kind of stuff. So there's like
Yeah.
culture differences. But so I'm gonna say hardest part was culture differences and language.
That's
I think.
true. That's
Yeah,
so true. It's funny that those little things, like in your culture, the thing that's normal, then in the US, they may be thinking like, wow, Chancel's very flirty.
I know, right?
Oh, that's so funny. I remember, so I live in Mexico. I'm from Ohio, but I did a study abroad experience here. And I had such a hard time with the language. And
Uh-huh.
I remember, I mean, I had a base of Spanish, but I remember the first time I was in like a social gathering where I was the only person who was like a non-Spanish speaker there. And I remember feeling so scared and everyone was ordering sushi. And I wanted to mention the type of sushi I liked was I liked sushi that had crab meat.
Uh-huh.
And the word I said was, well, the word for crab in Spanish is cangrejo.
Uh-huh.
And the word I said was conejo, which sounded very similar. But it ended up that I had told this entire group of people I didn't really know that I wanted rabbit sushi. And
Oh,
I was so embarrassed.
yeah.
Like, no, they were like, wait, what? So those little things, I feel your pain. It can be difficult to learn those cultural differences in the language and that kind of thing.
That's true.
But I want to know from your perspective, what do you think is the best way for students to make friends when they're arriving, especially international students? What do
Uh,
you think they should do?
as I said in the beginning, I think the best way is just do like everything they can do at school, like join school activities and like go to school dances and like join school clubs, play sports. I think for international students, play sports is really good because when you play sports, you don't really need to speak English, like, but like you can make a friends while you're playing sports. So it's kind of easy way to make friends, you know. And then
Yeah.
if we go to like school dances, you can make a friend like really easily, like because everyone's gonna go for dance, so like
Yeah.
there's no awkward moment there. So I think
Yeah.
it's a great opportunity to make friends.
That's such a good idea. And
Yeah.
it's so true about the school dances. They're so much fun. But I think it's funny you mentioned that because when you watch movies about like high school in the US, especially with school dances, they always tend to show it as like boys on one side, girls on the other. Everyone's scared, like who's going to be the first person out on the dance floor. But in real life, it's not like that. You know,
Yeah.
everybody goes out and has fun. And for you, was that a challenge? Like, I'm assuming the music was different, but was like dancing the same, or was that something that you had to get used to?
No, I was like kind of like confused because like in the US they just go for dance. I was like, what's going on? Like I was nervous and like confused because it was not my culture. But like after I made a friends, like she's really great person, but like she always like just went for it. So she's like, let's go, let's go, let's go, and she just made me play dance. I was like, okay, and after that there was no awkward moment. So you know,
I think we should do that right now. Show your best dance move. I'm not a good dancer, but
that's so embarrassing, but I can do it.
woo woo woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's high school. You just got to go for it. You have to put yourself out there. That's the best way to make friends. So I want to know, you know, again, you've brought up so many great points and so many great experiences that you've faced and that have helped you make friends. I know you mentioned some sports. I know you mentioned the Key Club. Are there any other clubs or organizations that you've been involved in?
One thing that I really want to point out is it's actually just for our school. Our school has a mission trip. We call it mission trip. So we can go to like different countries for mission trip, or you can go to like different states. So last year I chose to go Vancouver, Canada for a mission trip, but because of COVID it canceled. But like there's different teams like South Korea, we have Albania, we had Mexico, we had different Canada, like
2 Canada teams with England.
Oh, England.
Puerto Rico.
So Puerto Rico. We have like multiple places you can choose. And then we're doing like fundraiser, which is like you're gonna work for the like concession stand, or you're gonna sell flower basket, we're gonna sell pies. So you can buy from Three Rivers Christian School, and then I'm gonna go mission trip. So I'm doing fundraiser. So would you help me to go to mission trip? I think it's really great experience for international students because like for me, I could learn like the value of money because I did like whole year of fundraiser and I tried really hard, but I only could like make $300. So I really didn't know the value of money, but after that I was like, oh, making $300 is that much hard, so I should know the value of money. So like I think it's really great opportunity for international students to learn like the value of money and then go to mission trip. So I see the different world, not a tourist area, like different areas, like small town, not a like big city. So I think it's a really great opportunity that our school can provide for international students.
That's incredible. And it, you know, such a good point when you are planning. First of all, I think it's incredible that students have the opportunity to go on these missions trips. And for our viewers, if you don't know what a missions trip is, it's typically, you know, you travel to another city or another country even, and you're doing a lot of like volunteer service, helping the community. In this case, it's from a Christian school, so there's probably some religious aspect to it as well, but it's all around a really good experience that you can gain to just see how other people live and try to help improve the lives of those that you're touching with your service. But it's really cool too. Oops, I heard an echo. It's really cool that you have to do the part of fundraising also. You know, you do learn the value of money. And, you know, you have to work to reach a goal. And so that's a great point. Really, really awesome experience that you're getting there. And I hope you get to go on your missions trip soon. I hope once COVID clears up, you're able to travel so you can have that. It's really cool. I've done those myself as well. So it's definitely an amazing experience.
We actually have planned for next year mission trip because COVID's going to be better. So we're actually planning to go mission trip next year.
Awesome. Oh, well, that's incredible. I hope you get to do that. Now, before we start to wrap up our conversation, Chancellor, I want to know, how has getting involved in these different activities changed your social experience at your school? How has it impacted your social life?
Uh, if you get involved with school events, you can make friends, and then like not even inside of school, you can go to like trip or like go somewhere with your friends and like have a social life. I met a friend at school, but like after that, like after school, I can go places with my friends, and like I can see like their culture and their perspective. Uh, because like I'm from Asia and here's in the US, so it's kind of different. So I think getting involved and then make a friends and then go places with your friends, I think it can change my social life and then perspectives. So
Definitely. Have you had, I know this isn't a question from the list, but besides, understanding on social media, the responding to people, calling people handsome or cute,
uh,
have you had any other kind of moments where you realize, oh, wow, okay, this is definitely one of those difference in culture moments? Have you
uh,
had any other experiences like that?
well, I actually can feel, I don't know, but like we sometimes we said like, oh, you're handsome, but like you cute, but like our culture doesn't really say thank you. Like
Uh-huh.
but like in the US, we always say thank you or I appreciate it. So I think
Mhm.
it's kind of culture differences because I first came here, I have to think, oh yeah, I have to say thank you after they
Mhm.
did something to me. But like it was culture differences for me. So just kind of language, but like culture that you should
Uh-huh.
know before you came here. And
Yeah, different manners
yeah,
and that
manners.
sort of thing. Oh, very cool. Well, it's so interesting to hear your perspective as a student from South Korea living in the United States. I just wanted to say, Chancel, thank you so much for taking the time for joining us today. I think that the words you shared are going to be really, really helpful and great advice for other international students. Don't be afraid, get out there, have
Yeah,
fun, let go, be afraid to have those embarrassing moments, where you realize, oh, they don't do that here, because it ends up being a funny story you'll share later anyway.
that's
So
true.
I think that's great. So awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Chancel. I really appreciate it. And I hope we'll be able to invite you back to another live stream soon. Best
Thank
of
you.
luck on your journey. Thank you.
Bye bye.